Hello and welcome to another episode of Mitarn Ladder. I am going to be looking at a rather interesting game here. Well, not for me interesting because I actually lost this one, and I really hate looking at games that I lost. Okay, that's just how it works. I don't enjoy watching them, and to me it's not really fun. But it has to be done, and I'm doing it right now. So my opponent here is Herp. Very interesting nickname there. A Terran player, and we're on Xel'Naga Caverns. So I'm going to switch back to my view as I always do. And in this game I'm going to talk about a few things that I did wrong, because there were in fact quite a few. And the main thing is, I spoke before about keeping it simple and how important that is, but here this is actually where keeping it simple failed me big time. And another thing was that I want to talk about being more aggressive in games, because this is the kind of game, I mean, I'm the kind of person actually that gets too happy with where I am at the moment, at the time in the game, and then I think to myself, okay, I've done a bit of damage, I've like sort of defended against his attack, and then I just don't do anything about it. I just try macro up, but at the same time I don't really, and things just go wrong basically. I get too happy with where I am, and I'm not aggressive enough, I'm not proactive enough, I don't get out there, and I don't do the things I need to do to actually make the game work for me. And my opponent was obviously doing everything right, and in my opinion I was doing way too many things wrong. So I'm just scouting him again. I scout a little bit earlier than usual on this map because often I get bunker rushed here and stuff. So from my scouting, the information I picked up, I saw he got 2 Raxes down. That's pretty important. A good piece of information there. No gas yet. And I was going for a standard 14 pull and I suppose 13 extractor. And I was planning on expanding soon afterwards, but he was obviously keen on stopping that. So that's where my problems started. And I'll cover that with you in a second. A few things that I did get right was that my saturation was alright in this game. I actually had a good amount of income, and I didn't forget that speed that I always forget. And that's like the bane of my existence. And here he was actually kind enough to just, okay, let my drone out. Thank you very much, Herp. And a few things here just to mention. My overlord placement, maybe not ideal. I think this one was going down here to have a look so I could move it in afterwards a bit later to have a bit of scouting done there. This one, I got this idea from day 9. He said put it here so you can see when the early pressure comes. I actually think that served its purpose in this game. And here he gets his scouting done, and what I find weird is that he didn't see my fast expand going up, but he still decided to put on this early pressure. You'll see in just a second what I'm talking about. And I know I should have sort of expected it a bit more, and I'm actually getting into the habit of wanting to get into the habit of putting down a spine crawler every single game, 1 or 2 spine crawlers. So I decided I'm going to expand now. I got my queen out, immediately larva injecting, and then I saw this. Okay, so I managed to save 1 Zergling there, heroic little bugger. But that I saw a bunch of SCVs and a bunch of Marines coming towards me, so I immediately cancelled the expansion and threw up 2 spine crawlers up in my base. And this is actually where I did a few things right and wrong. I defended this. I held him off. He made a few minor micro errors, and it cost him a lot. So if I open the production now, yes, I'm giving you spoilers here because you can actually see what's going on with his production as well. But if in my production you can see that I'm throwing out a bunch of Zerglings. My metabolic boost is nearly finished, so that's good. But these crawlers are just too late. So I had to throw my Zerglings at him to try and keep him away from the crawlers at least for a little bit. And I lost a few. Yes, I did. But I did manage to fend off the attack. I should have had my queen involved there. So if I pause quickly just for 1 second, you can see he did a significant amount of damage here. But it does go up. Both these crawlers do go up, but my queen really could have been helping out here. The queen is quite a tank. And another thing is I had 3 larvae just sitting here. I could have spent that either on drones if I thought I had enough, or on Zerglings, and I didn't do that fast enough. So let's carry on, and you'll see here the 2 crawlers that went up, they do a good amount of damage. And that's Nero barking, he's getting angry at something. So here he made a few errors, okay, he lost his SCVs pretty pointlessly, and I got I'm getting a few more Zerglings out, so at the moment I'm not feeling safe yet, but in just a couple of seconds I will. You'll see exactly why. I get a bunch of Zerglings out, I've got the metabolic boost, why am I even saying that wrong, and then I send my Zerglings out here and I take out a couple of Marines, and then at the same time obviously see a few more moving in, but that was good. Okay, I was happy with this. I had my base, I was alive, but the Terran sort of, it was sort of mission objective complete there, because the Terran stopped me from fast expanding, so that's a big problem. Now, this is actually where I'm going to switch to the all view and show you what he's doing, while at the same time just saying what I did wrong. So I droned up. Sorry, actually, stopping right there. I didn't drone up. That was what I should have done. Okay, so I had two choices here. I paused the game now. I know you guys hate it when I pause, but I'm going to do it anyway. If I look at the state of things at the moment, I was getting my lair tech, which I feel might not have been a good idea. At the same time, I was getting my second extractor because I wanted to get extra gas, and my thought process here was, okay, I got to get mutalisks out because that's the logical next step. But no, it isn't actually the logical next step. I had to think about getting an expansion up, and I was going to do that in just a second. But if we look at the state of things at the moment, okay, he's got 4 Marines standing here, 2 more in his base. He's busy building a bunker. He had just spent minerals on a command center with a orbital command and a factory. So our Terran buddy here is not actually looking that great. Now, if I'm looking at I'm going to resume the game, but I'll keep talking about what I'm talking about here. If I look at the SCV count, drone count, I'm actually ahead of him at the moment. And this was a beautiful opportunity to do one of two things. I had a bunch of Zerglings now. I had a good amount of Zerglings actually, and I feel that I really could have put a bit of pressure on, and here's where I think my gameplay really lacks. I am too afraid of actually attacking my opponent and trying to take him down really early, because I think I had the advantage here. I know I didn't get my expansion up, but if I had done a bit more damage right now, I could have equalized it a lot more. I could have done more damage to him. I could have done a lot better. He actually didn't even block his ramp, so if I got my Zerglings in there, imagine the chaos I could have caused, the damage I could have done. So at the moment, I threw this expansion up here because I knew he was going to I thought he was going to come back, and I felt that it'd be safer over there, and it went up. It was a good idea, but I got my lair tech up right now, and have a look. There's no spire yet. It's going up now, so that was a little bit late, but my resources are actually really, really low, and I feel that I would have much better benefit from actually pushing early. So if I had pushed right now, look at all these minerals he's spending here. He's spending so much on production facilities, buildings, factories, trying to drone up. I said drone up, but SCV up here, and it was such a perfect opportunity that I missed. And I really, really feel I should have attacked there. Okay, so that's number one problem. No aggression. Now, number two, okay, I let him get the lead with the economy as well. He got the lead. He's got more SCVs than me out. He's got those I don't even know how to explain it, but I really hate mules, okay? They are the bane of my existence, passively, of course. No, they don't actively kill me, but they contribute to it big time. And there he scans my expansion. He sees nothing up, so I think he's probably feeling good about himself right now. I got the Baneling nest up to just be safe. And here, I scout his base. I see these Marines and stuff here. I see the 3 factories. I see one with a reactor on, and 2 with tech labs. So I sort of expected the Thors to come out. Thors or tanks, obviously. And once again, I didn't really prepare. I know Zerglings are meant to be good against Thors, but they're really not if there are a bunch of Helions out there. So the Terran buddy here was doing everything right, and I was once again, firstly, not being aggressive, as I was saying, and secondly, my economy wasn't actually even looking that great. I wasn't droning up as hard as I should have been. I was getting my first few mutalisks out now, but they were not going to do enough damage at all. So, yeah, from here on, things are actually going straight downhill for me. I've got my expansion up, and that's great. I'm pretty sure that he hasn't scouted it yet, so if I switch back to my view now, there's actually no need to look at his view anymore. I really think that, once again, I've got this Baneling nest up, and you know, it's sort of a safe Baneling nest, just for in case he comes with a bunch of Marines, because I actually face that quite a lot on ladder, and I'm trying to drone up a little bit, but that's the problem. I'm droning up, but I'm not getting units out. So I don't know if I'm getting maybe the wrong ratio of drone to combative units at the moment, but my forces weren't looking good. And now I said before that I was keeping it simple, and that didn't work. And firstly here, I should have been more proactive once again. I should have had these mutalisks out, maybe just probing around his base, checking if they can do a bit of damage. Even taking supply depots out works, okay? But there you go, at last I'm moving out of them. But I do feel that in this game, Roach Warren would have been brilliant. It really would have helped. Okay, so I saw this coming now, and again, this was another point in the game where I feel that I actually took a little bit of an advantage. not in very many ways, not in a very big way, but I killed a bunch of Helions and they did hardly any damage. They took out one drone and a bunch of SCVs. He scouted my Mutalisks, so what I should have done here was, I really personally think I should have right now stopped with the Mutalisks, thrown down a Roach Warren, and just started massing Roaches, Speedlings, and Banelings. And I think that I was nearly in the position where my economy was good enough to support that. If you look at my main, my saturation was 100% here. Maybe even a little too much. I mean, I could have expanded over here a little bit earlier, and I think I should have. Okay, like this hatchery that I threw down here because I was running a bit high on minerals. I could have done a bit more with that. Another thing I need to sort of work on is the magic boxing trick. If you don't know what that is, you can just search on YouTube to find out exactly how it is and how it's done, what it is and how it's done, sorry. And that's one thing I really suck at. I need to practice it more, and I think I'm going to over this weekend. And another thing I'm going to practice over this weekend is the whole being more aggressive thing, because I am the most passive and the most afraid player you'll ever play against. Please don't use that to your advantage if you ever play against me, but I don't know, that's just how it is. We all have our little vices. Anyway, so back to the game. Another thing I should have done a bit better is I think I should have gotten a few upgrades out. You know, Zerglings with 0-0 suck. That's it. Mutalisks with 0-0, not too great. The only thing that would have sort of mattered is if I converted all those Zerglings into Banelings, and then it wouldn't have made a difference, because I did get that Baneling speed out. But you know, I'll tell you now that we're reaching the end of the game, and right now I'm going to pause again. Okay, I know, terrible. But saturation here, not bad. Not bad at all. Saturation here, very good. Pretty damn good. Okay, getting that first upgrade out, unnecessary. But I think I should have had a Roach Warren down at the moment, and I should have had more units out. You know, I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, I don't know why I always do this, but I get to... I can't say happy with where I am, because I'm not really happy. I'm trying hard to harass him here. I'm trying hard to do damage, but it just doesn't work out. And the thing is, it's just one turret denying me over here, one turret denying me over there, and that's it. My Mutalisk harass is nothing, and I know that's how it works, stuff like that, but I should have concentrated more on getting more units out. I should have concentrated more on building up a sizable force, because in this position, I knew he was going to go more Helions, okay? I knew he was going to do that, because he knew I was going Zerglings, okay? He probably thought, okay, standard Mutaling, let me fix that by going Helions immediately. And if you look at the production tab, it's been open all along, and you would have probably seen that there were a bunch of Thors coming out, and Zerglings plus Mutalisks against Thors, bad idea. So a few things that I did wrong is now I grouped all my lairs, or my hatcheries, sorry, on number 5. And while that's all good and well, the problem is I had them all waypointed all the way up here. So what happens is when he pushed out, I inadvertently, all my units ran straight into his army and died. Now if I look at his army right here, it's actually not that big. There's not that much there. I had a bunch of Banelings here, I had a bunch of Mutalisks out, and if I had just had a couple of Roaches, by a couple I mean like 8 or 10, maybe 15 even, a lot of Roaches, what am I even saying? But have a look at this, okay? This is 100% Swen's fault, Parthin fail for me here. Look at that, just everything getting lost here because my waypoints were 100% bad. So my force size here, not good. State of the game, terrible. And I really would have done well with Roaches. So keeping it simple, not working too well here. I had an infestation put out and I had a hive out. Seriously. I was going to go for Ultralisks, and I could have actually afforded them right now. Look at those minerals, look at that gas. I wasn't spending it. This was stress mode right now. And I thought, okay, I'm going to throw myself at him, hope for the best. And the best was not good enough, because there I lost my entire force, and I think I'm about to quit here, actually. So, yeah, big mistakes made, not being aggressive enough, not mixing it up enough. I mean, I got the infestation put out for nothing. I wasted money on that. I could have just as well got a Roach Warren out. I could have gotten the Roach Warren speed upgrade, and there's Swen just quitting so bad-mannered. I didn't even GG. And yes, I don't generally GG. I mean, if I lose, if I win, it doesn't matter. If they say GG and there's actually time to say GG before that, then I'll do it. But, you know, when I want to play, I just want to play. I don't really care about the formalities very much. So don't get too angry with me about that. Anyway, so there. I quit the game. State of the game right now, terrible. As I said, big mistakes made by me. I do think that a Roach Warren with a bunch of Roaches would have been great, and you know, I had the economy this time, so maybe I'm focusing on one thing at a time and just forgetting the rest. But I had a decent economy this time and a terrible army. I mean, I didn't mass anything. I had 2 bases up, pretty decently stocked. I had 4 gases running, and I was getting a decent amount of income. Sure, at the end it was about equal, which is not actually where you want to be. I was getting a lot more gas than him, but against a Terran player, you want to at least be 1 base up all the time. So another thing, I'm going to actually just jump back for 1 second. What I think I might have been able to do to sort of protect against this is when I expanded here, I had the creep out outside my base. Okay, it was there, and I was sitting on a decent amount of minerals, 900 minerals, 900 gas. I wasn't spending it. Okay, there's a problem. But what I could have done was I could have thrown down the spine crawlers a lot sooner, and I could have thrown down a whole line of spine crawlers right outside my base. Yes, tower defense, all that newbie tactics, but I do think spine crawlers are actually worth it because you can use them later. You can use them to push your opponent, because my creep spread was actually pretty decent. It was reaching his base. So I think spine crawlers would have been a good idea. And again, even if I had seen this force come in right here and I had that Roach Warren down, and I really do think, okay, a Zerg player, this is now what I'm going to be doing every single game, should have a Roach Warren down. Big mistake by me. I was trying to keep it way too simple, and I can get a Roach Warren down even before I get my lair tech out. So yes, that's a game of me losing, and my analysis of it might not have been spot on. You know, I might have missed a few things. I might have been able to do it differently, but the bane of my existence at the moment is probably the Terran player going Thors. But that can all be avoided, that can all be averted, that can all be fixed by just being a lot more aggressive early on. I mean, why does he even have to reach Thors? That's the question I should be asking here. So that's my game for today. I'm going to play more games now, probably some 2v2s, and while I play 2v2s, I sort of try and improve on my micro a bit more, maybe even a bit the macro, but I'm going to practice the whole magic boxing thing. I'm going to probably just practice a few builds. I mean, I practice one-on-one builds in 2v2 all the time, because I get to play with my friends, and it's pretty fun, and, you know, why not? Anyway, okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think, what I should have done differently, and what you think about the strat that the Terran used, maybe. All of it appreciated all the time. I love it when you guys comment and let me know how bad I played. But that's it. Have a great weekend, and I'll try to get this uploaded as soon as I can.